Well, folks, we have another edition of What's the Dumbest Thing an American Has Ever Said to You? This comes from TikTok Journal. It's been linked in the description down below. Let's try and get through this. Here we go.
Thing an American has ever said to you. Here's one of mine. I remember getting into an argument with an American over Discord about how many states they have. He was convinced that America had 40. Keep in mind, he's American. They have 50.
What the hell?
The dumbest
That's
thing.
weird.
I once worked in a hotel at the reception desk, and an American lady came up to me, and as I was checking her in, she actually asked me this following question.
Oh, geez.
Is the
Here we go.
moon you see in the UK the same as the moon that we see in the US? That was a serious question.
How do you respond to that? I'll admit it. How do you respond to that? You don't, I mean, human nature is like, you don't want to be mean, right? But wow, that is unbelievably dumb, that question. It's so dumb that it would catch you off guard, and I don't know how you would respond without sounding too mean, but with also helping them out, educating them on how wrong that is, so they don't do it again.
I had to be polite. I said, well, yes, it is. She said, are you sure? I said, yes, we only share the one moon. She goes, because the moon that we see is so much bigger than the one that you have.
What?
So the story still continues because we just had a day full of really dumb comments, and it was my friend's birthday, and we ended up being at Tao for dinner. And when we were ordering drinks, of course, they were checking our ID. And the first ID that she got was my friend's whose birthday it was. And she just walked off with it. She was like, I need to go get my manager. We were like, oh, that's so strange. And her and the manager come back and we're like, this is a fake ID. And we were like, no, it's not. She was like, there's no 23rd month.
Oh, here we go, right? There's no 23rd month. Yeah, I'm pretty obvious here that she did not realize that everyone else puts the day, then the month, then the year. Of course, in America, we do the month, then the day, then the year. And even though I'll stick to the way American does it because I'm here in America and that's what I'm used to, I previously said in another video that I think that's the right way to do it. But over time, I have come to think about it greatly, and I do admit it is kind of weird. The rest of the world that does the day and then the month, it makes a little more sense.
Like,
I'll admit it.
Literally everywhere else in the world does it day, month, year. And it's from Australia. So, of course, there's no Queensland in America. We're Australian. And she was like, no. And then the manager had to be like, oh, sorry. Ooh.
Firstly, I'm not advocating that all Americans are stupid, but this is a true story. Once this guy messaged me from America and he asked me, where am I from? So I said, I'm from South Africa. And then he asked me, is South Africa in Africa?
Oh my God.
So once I was done explaining to him that South Africa isn't Africa, it's just the south of Africa, it is a country,
goodness.
He then said to me, and I quote, I will never be able to come to Africa. So I asked him, why?
Why?
And he said, and I quote again, I might get kidnapped. So by then I was just intrigued. I just wanted to know what's going on in this guy's head. So I asked him, what makes you believe that? And then he said that it's because he is white, he might get kidnapped. So that is...
Wow, there is a lot wrong with that. There's a lot to unpack. Yeah, there might be parts of Africa that are dangerous. But newsflash, there are parts of the United States that are hella dangerous. We are not known, for our glorious safety here. Also, wow, there is definitely some diversity in Africa, okay? Especially South Africa, there is a lot of white people there. That's what I've seen.
Literally where the conversation ended. I really wonder where he is
What do I know?
today.
So I'm on the phone with the service provider, and I realized pretty quick that she's American because I tried to spell my last name with a Z, and she didn't know what that meant. Anyways, further into the call, she starts having computer issues, and it's slowing down, so she starts making some casual conversation. So she brings up this restaurant that she recently went to, and I made a comment about how there's a restaurant here that's similar to that. And she said, what do you mean? I said, well, the food is similar. She said, you have a restaurant in Canada?
Oh my
I said,
God.
yes, we have many restaurants in Canada.
Okay, this is even more painful because Canada is right there. It borders the United States. What is going on here? How do you not know that Canada is an extremely developed country? Hello. Half of the people that this dumb person probably watch on TV are Canadian actors, right? Like, Canada has a very big presence here in the U.S. They're very friendly with us. I went to Canada, and they had a lot of restaurants and roads and gas stations and people and currency and everything. Wow, go figure. What a miracle.
Then she says, I thought that you hunt all your food in Canada. I said, well, we can hunt our food, but we have restaurants. And then she says, well, do you have supermarkets? Yes, ma'am. We have supermarkets.
All right, so I was in Pennsylvania, right?
These are so bad that they're good. So bad that they're good.
On a vacation. And we were visiting this Amish house with a guided tour and stuff. And at the end there was a little question round where we could all ask questions to the guide. And someone asked the question, do the Amish go to hospitals? And the guide answers, yes, they do go to hospitals. And then the next question is, how do they afford it? Well, yeah, the leader or whatever, I don't remember exactly, goes around 2 times a year to collect money from everyone. They pool that together, and when someone needs to go to the hospital, they take the money from that pool. And everyone taking the tour was standing there like, oh my God, that's so great. Yeah, it's perfect. So I say, well, that's basically how it works in Europe.
Right.
You pay your taxes. Everyone pays their taxes. And if you need to go to the hospital, they take from that money and use it to pay the hospital. Which the guide looks extremely disgusted, and she replies with, that's socialism.
Okay, so I have a lot of these. So I'm from South Africa, and the typical thing that an American will say to me when they find out is, like, but you're white.
Oh my
And
God,
I'll say,
another
yeah,
one with
I'm
these?
white. And then they'll ask,
Dude, that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad that people are just very uneducated. I'm going to say it again. I said this in my last one. Please watch the other video I have done on this. It's very entertaining. It went viral. Yeah. A lot of this is chalked up to ignorance. A lot of this is chalked up to, I guess, our American media is so focused on us. We have no idea what's going on in the rest of the world for the most part, unless you seek it out yourself. And then, of course, our education system is, yeah, it's a little underwhelming, to put it lightly. So there's that. Also, this goes without saying, not everyone in America is this ignorant or dumb, whatever we want to call this. It's pretty frightening, actually. But yeah, I promise not everyone's like this. I know that goes without saying, but there's a lot of people here, 300 plus million. There's going to be some bad eggs in there, of course.
Are your
So
parents also white?
it's pretty
And I'll say
funny.
yes, my parents are also white. And then they'll ask, okay, do you speak African? And I'll say, no, there are multiple languages in Africa, but I speak Afrikaans, which is a language that comes from Dutch because of the Dutch settlers that settled in South Africa. And then they'll say, oh, so you're actually Dutch, right?
Oh my God.
No, I'm not. I'm South African.
Story time.
Wow,
So in high school we did an
Yeah, in her defense, she's not going to be able to convince whoever she was speaking to about her situation, because they're just, you know what she's telling that other person is just bouncing off their head. They're not going to get it. Pretty funny, the anecdote, though, right?
No, I'm not. I'm South African.
story time. So in high school we did an exchange program with a UK school where basically they'd come to us for a few weeks and come to school with us, and then we'd go to them. So we were waiting at O.R. Tambo International Airport in Johannesburg for these Brits to arrive. And boy, did they make an entrance. They arrived in full kitted out safari gear. What were you expecting? So while we were all dressed in normal clothes,
Yeah.
they looked like they were looking for George of the Jungle. The best was, though, when we walked outside the airport to get into the van that we had arranged for them, the explanation was, wow, there are buildings in South Africa? They thought they were arriving on a landing strip in the bush.
Because all of Africa is the bush. All of Africa is just deserted land with not a building in sight, not a toilet in sight, nothing, right? That is too funny, especially them arriving dressed like that. That would just, I'd be on the floor laughing. I can't hold in a laugh in awkward moments like that. I would just laugh my ass off. If I'm being honest, really funny, especially ironic, right? Because Johannesburg, Cape Town, there are many others. South Africa has some very beautiful state-of-the-art cities with lots of pretty shiny buildings. So, wow, pretty good.
Hey, I'm Chrissy. I'm from Germany, and I study in the States, and this is my 4th year. And there's been multiple things that Americans have asked me that was like really dumb. But
let's hear 'em.
Like the most stupid question someone has ever asked me is if I've ever met Hitler personally in real life.
Goodness
Yeah, I
sakes.
think that was the dumbest question someone has ever asked me.
Okay,
Ouch.
so I studied abroad in America in 2014. Yes, I'm that old. And I got talking to a guy in a bar, and he asked me that age-old question if I ride kangaroos to school. And I was like, no, obviously I don't ride kangaroos to school. I ride emus. Kangaroos are so old school.
Yeah, that's old school
Anyway,
Aussie
he ate
there.
that up. And then he asked me how long I'd been living in America for, and I said, oh, about 2 months at this point. And he's like, wow, your English is amazing for someone who hasn't been here that long. To which I had to laugh and say, we speak English in Australia.
This happens to come up a lot. If you're new here, I have a massive Australian audience. I can attest that they speak English. I knew they spoke English years ago, since earliest I can remember. What language exactly do people think they speak in Australia? I'm very, that one baffles me for some reason. The ones where they think people from the UK don't speak English and people from Australia, it's very bizarre to me. I don't get it. I don't get it.
And he wasn't even ashamed. He was like, oh, wow, really? You learn something new every day.
So, family vacation in Disneyland. Some guy hears us talking and says, hey, are you guys from Canada? My dad goes, yeah, we're from Canada. And the guy's like, oh, okay. We can see he's clearly wants to ask something. And eventually he gets up the courage and he's like, so, what's it like down here? And my dad's like, oh, we like Disneyland. Yeah, it's cool. The guy goes, no, but what's it like driving?
What?
So my dad asks, well, what do you mean? And the guy goes, so do you get cars at the border or how does that work? So me, being the eternal jackass of my family, interject. I say, yeah, they got a little training spot at the border, and you trade in your sled dogs, and they look after them. There's a fee or whatever. But yeah, we get to drive and try it out. They even let me drive. I was maybe 10 at the time. Then, no word of a lie, as my dad is expecting this random stranger to lose his mind, the stranger goes, wow, that Canadian education system is really great.
So in 2000...
Okay, that one was great. That was great. Oh my God. I love how he interjected and just went with it. And the best part is the guy didn't catch on. He actually congratulated him. Wow.
17, I went to take a course
that's
in
rich.
South Carolina at a university there. And we were all talking about how we wound up at that place. And somebody asked me, how did you find out about the course? And I said, I saw it online. And they asked me, do you guys have internet in Brazil?
Oh, jeez.
I almost said no, but I was so paralyzed I couldn't say anything. I've also been asked if we wear bikinis every day to work in Rio,
Oh my
and if there are
God.
monkeys on the street for us to play with.
Holy smokes. Dude, these are bad, man. Some of these, that is so bad. That's really bad. That is really bad. I don't even know what to say. Shame on these dumb Americans not representing us well. I promise, guys. I promise we're not all like that. You just gotta laugh. There are dumb people everywhere. But yeah, like the guy in the last video said, Americans do it with just such conviction, don't they, when they're ignorant? You gotta laugh.
So
You gotta.
Like stupid things to me all the time, but this is one that really like blew my mind. So I went to like do like the big chop, and I was gonna cut all my hair off. I went to the hairdressers, and the woman, she's like, "Oh, like I love your accent. Where are you from?" So I told her, "Oh, I'm British. I'm from Britain, from the UK." And then she was like to me, "Your English is so good. Did you learn English back home, or did you study it in America?"
I'm done. I am done. On that note, I am done, yo. I am done. That is, wow. That is something else. That is putting it lightly, putting it kindly. Please give your generous thoughts down below. I can't wait to see them. I'll have the video linked at the end of this on the end screen. Check it out of my first edition of this. It went viral. It was very fun, just as dumb as these, and had some beautifully colorful comment section. Enjoy reading that as much as I did, that's for sure. And yeah, please throw a thumbs up on this video if you have hope for humanity after watching something like this. Of course, you can subscribe, join our amazing community here, and see more awesome videos like this. We have a great variety here. And of course, you can check this original video out down in the description as well. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, guys, stay smart. I'll catch you later.